paper, this is the best Czech team they've probably ever had, at least since the old Czechoslovakia team. So they just haven't performed up to that level until the game against Estonia.
Well, the Czech Republic in the blue will get the first possession. Sadorensky gets it, puts it on the floor, gets to the foul line, nice pass down low. And Vesely went up weak. It was a poor execution. Could have got it and gone up strong, tried to go up quick. Coach Ginsberg will like the start, but not the execution on the pass.
Well, absolutely, but you like Sadorensky going straight into the heart of the defense, being aggressive from the first play of the game.
Postavanov outside, will move it on. Randall has it. He'll get the ball screen, tries to turn the corner, and the Czechs will switch. It's going to be a tough matchup, whoever takes on Randall. Now, Vesely does a great job on the glass. Nice look, beautiful pass, and they don't get the and-one, but that's like a fast break drill. They made it look beautiful.
Well, exactly. That's the old NBA fast break drill. Ball never hits the floor. Schleb with a beautiful pass, and all Ukraine can do is foul in that situation.
Oh, the Huska at 2'3", ran the floor really well, the 30-year-old. Like a number of this Czech team from the Nürnberg club, a lot of experience European-wise. Have played Europe Cup for, it seems like forever. Makes the first.
Huska's not a guy we mention a whole lot. He's got a lot of experience, 31 years old. But he's like Schleb. He plays his role very well, crashes the boards, does things that Vesely isn't always accustomed to doing, his front court mate.
Konienko outside, moves it on, good ball reversal. Savanov goes up, right hand runner, doesn't get it to drop. And Shilb again with a quick pass. Oh! Highlight time for Sadorensky on the break, but wow. Shilb is just making it happen.
We talked about his athleticism, Sadorensky. When he gets out into the open court, he is a handful. Twice he's won the Liga Endesa Slam Dunk Championship.
And Shilb at the moment showing everything we talked about. Just all he's done is two real quick passes, and it's just opened up Ukraine. Tough move to the far side of the ring, and the Czech defense has picked up where it left off yesterday. Sadorensky just can't control it. And the Ukraine started a little flat yesterday until they decided just to get Poroshenko a lot of touches.
Yeah, you see the ball going off the shoe of Sadorensky, but again, you wonder if fatigue is going to be an issue. They had the last, Czech played the first game of the day yesterday, Ukraine played the last game of the day, and it was a very difficult match.
So foul called in the half court as Prunprula picks up the personal. Oh, Coach Mersin in his first senior finals didn't seem to affect his team yesterday. Did a really nice job getting back in it against Lithuania. Stavanov goes down low with a pass. The Czechs rotate. That's great defense. Chance to run again. Shilb's released. Sadorensky keeps it. Oh! We've been playing for less than 2 minutes. We've had 2 highlights, and it's all about Czech Republic basketball. Vesely down the middle, throws it hard.
Beautiful stuff. And the athleticism of this team, they get up and down the court so fast. If Ukraine doesn't get back in transition defense, oh my, Czech Republic could put up a big score.
All the problems sit with the Ukraine. But there's a real nice feel about this Czech Republic team. Their rotation on defense is quick, and then everybody's getting out on the break. Different people are finishing. They look like they're enjoying playing with each other.
Well, it's interesting because in the warm-up games, they really struggled. They only won 2 out of 6. They couldn't get anything going. But, you know, as soon as the Eurobasket starts, they're a completely different team. They all seem to be playing well together. Schleb, we talked about him at the top of the broadcast. He you know, he does all the little things to allow the other guys the freedom to use their athleticism and their scoring ability.
The Ukraine trying to answer, coming out of the timeout. Settle for the three, way short. Shenko gets it, goes up. Good challenge, though. And the Ukraine will have the ball, but Prumpler just went up with Froshenko, made him change the shot. Surprising they settled for the three. Froshenko hasn't had a post-up option all game yet.
Well, I was going to say, he was so dominant yesterday against Lithuania. I think that would be the first thing you'd look for if you're Ukraine.
Randell tries to turn the corner. Nice pass. Oh, beautiful finish. Kornienko just rolled off the pick and roll. And for the first time, the Czech Republic defense gets completely broken down.
And here's what you talked about, the post-up by Sadoransky, but he's got to finish that.
Yeah, he got all the way to the ring and couldn't finish. Here's Randell. Oh, it's quick, it's quick. He floats it for two. And there you see the problem.
Exactly. On one end, Sadoransky has the advantage in the post. On the other end, Randell can go by him anytime on the perimeter that he wants.
Well, they run him down into the block again. Goes baseline, has it knocked away. But in fact, it comes off of him, so. Well, you made a great point in the sense that that's not his normal game, and it's almost as though he looks too good to ignore.
Well, exactly. It's tough because you saw in the last play, he was wide open. He just had to put it in the rim, but he's much more comfortable on the perimeter, and that's where he's going to do his most damage. I think you can't go inside too much. You start overlooking it.
In the half court, Randell gets another touch. Kornienko extends it. Randell on a flare, looks so upstairs for Frasenko, and he can't finish it, and he stays strong though. Big finish. Got the great pass to start with, should have finished, but he stayed with the play. Great example to players everywhere. Don't get disappointed with that missed shot. Zelensky outside, we'll reverse it. Schill, quick release on the feet, getting set. Defensive rebound, and Randell will bring.
Ukraine really settled down after that timeout, and it's been all Randell finding the open guy and scoring himself.
Kostrovanov and Frasenko's going to get called for a foul on the glass. It looks a little too physical.
Well, good box out by Vesely. He has to do that. But Frasenko, he can't get in foul trouble. That was a problem yesterday. He's so important to this team, and he gives them an inside presence that's going to be difficult for the Czech Republic to match up with.
Yeah, would it be too far to say if Froshenko gets into foul trouble, they just can't win without him?
Well, I wouldn't say that because they have a lot of good inside players, but there's Frasenko's second foul, and he's got to come out of the game.
And that's one of those crazy fouls where you just don't commit those.
No, not a play. You got to know the situation. If you're that valuable to your team, you let the guy score. If you're a bench player and your job is to come in and make fouls, then you make a hard foul in that situation. A beautiful back cut and pass there you see by Vesely to Sadoransky, and he's getting himself going early.
Oh, the free throw is way short. And the Czech Republic have the 8-6 lead. Ukraine have the foul situations, 3 fouls already. Randell backs it out, takes the ball screen. Czechs chase. Well, Frasenko gets it down. Frasenko gets it down low, just goes up strong. And Vesely did a great job just standing tall. And they don't get it away, and there's a chance on the break. Shilv has it again. Sadoransky looks inside, no pass. Now they're gonna have to bring it out. Turns the corner, foul line jump shot is good.
Great shot, and when he gets in his rhythm, he's a very, very good player.
Well, we talked about him struggling a little offensively yesterday. 6 points already on a 3 from 4. And the one he missed was a gimme. More post-up action here with Kornienko. Tries to spin, goes to the baseline, left hand, poor shot.
And if you're gonna keep Frasenko in the game with 2 fouls, give him the ball down low. Why else keep him in the game?
Vesely outside will hand it off. And Brulard goes up, tough finish. And Froshenko did the smart thing then and just, okay, shoot it over me, I'm not gonna foul.
Exactly, and it was a good, tough finish. You see there over the outstretched arms. Forced Pumperla to make a tough shot.
Randell flares off it. Looks to attack it on the dribble. Nice pass, wraps it around. The three's gone. He's short. Fishenko's just a one-man machine on the glass at the moment. Satoransky brings it at pace, and the Czech Republic are just running for fun.
Well, there's no transition defense. Here you see Satoransky. He's got his eyes on Vesely the entire time. Nice, easy layup. Puts it in with the left hand. But Ukraine, again, get the ball inside to Fishenko. Otherwise, why keep him on the court?
Well, Fishenko now at the three-point line. He's going to set the ball screen. Now he releases to the basket. Randell's going to have to put this up for three. Got it.
Great shot by Randell when the clock is running down. One-on-one to Satoransky, and Satoransky just can't guard him.
Well, Satoransky's got to pick his poison almost there. He's going to go after him or ask for help. Nice move by Primpler baseline. Nice pass. Vesely's going to finish, or blows the finish. Chance to run. Randell pushes and gets the midcourt foul. Which why I understand the midcourt foul. We just got robbed of a highlight because Randell was going to have a score or just get it to someone else to look good.
Yeah, in that situation, it's a good foul for the Czech Republic,
yeah.
Especially if you got him to give. And Fishenko now goes out of the game, and he's got to be frustrated. He's just not getting the ball down low. And in that situation, I blame the point guard. Randell, as good as he is, he's got to know, hey, I got to feed my big man. I got to get the other team in foul trouble. I got to get him going. He's the motor of this squad.
Here's Randell without Fishenko now. Fires up to two. Not sure if anyone got a piece, but it came out short. Satoransky, more fast point points for the Czech Republic. And this time again, it's Pumprala who ran the floor. And they just all want to run.
I tell you, they're fun to watch when they get out in transition because all of them can get up and down. They're all athletic and can finish. And Satoransky, he leads the break every time.
Better bender in the game for the Czech Republic. He's guarding Timofeyenko. Oh, they moved it on them. Stavanov just buries the three. Nice ball movement.
Great ball movement. From one side to the other, that's how you get the defense moving, and you'll get an open shot nearly every time when you're able to move it like that.
Jerry Welsh. No, they look back door, and they almost got that. Vesely picks it up. Tries to get the roll and does. They're challenging this Ukraine defense almost on every possession. Back cuts, penetrations.
They are. Ukraine's got to find the intensity that they had last night against Lithuania. They forced Lithuania into a very difficult offensive night, but so far they're slow getting back on defense. They're slow closing out.
Timofeyenko turns down the tough shot, gets it to Randell. 4 on the shot clock. It's got to go up. Oh, Vesely. Well, he knew the situation. He knew he had to shoot it. It was a block waiting to happen. Vesely's going to step out of the game. He's going to be replaced by Auda. And Patrick Auda gave him quality minutes off the bench yesterday.
He did. He gave great minutes off the bench. The lefty, he plays kind of a 3-4. He can go inside, play a little bit outside. He gives Czech Republic a slightly different look.
That's almost talking about switching. Everyone on this Czech Republic team's pretty much the same type of size. So it's a real same-size switch situation for him. 24-second violation. Mr. Perez is having to explain why it wasn't 14-second reset as Jerry Welsh kicked it, but it was more that it was thrown against his legs. So Satoransky, Jerry Welsh in the backcourt for the Czech Republic. The new man on the block and the old vet. Satoransky in the post again, trying to milk that option. A double team, inside, outside for the three is short. And the defensive rebound is owned by Timofeyenko. Timofeyenko's seen a lot of basketball at the moment. Gets it inside, spins back, tough turnaround jump shot is no good, and Satoransky leads the break, but that's overpassed. But Timofeyenko gets the touch and possibly didn't need to.
Well, you see the difference in confidence from Satoransky from today versus yesterday. He's willing to make the no-look pass in transition to Vesely earlier. He's making the long pass. He's getting out in transition. He feels a lot better. This is what we saw during the year when he played for Barcelona. A 2-meter point guard with the athleticism of him and the ball handling is very difficult to defend.
Well, Vasenko's come back into the game after a pretty short period of time on the bench. Bender hands it off to Satoransky. A little pick and roll. Satoransky stops and pops. Can't get his own rebound. And Postovanov will release it.
And Lukashov in the game now. Yesterday he gave so much energy to Ukraine when they were struggling early on. The ball seems to move a lot more when he's in the game.
Well, Vashenko double team, great pass. Super pass. That's what happens when you're that strong. Zaitsev just stayed in the space.
Watch this double team, 3 guys around him. Zaitsev, he doesn't need to move much. He just finds the open space, and Vashenko, fantastic pass. That's why you got to get him the ball down low. He can do so much.
Well, he drew the defense, makes the great pass, needs touches. 18-14. Inside, outside, outer, puts it on the floor. Left hand, goes with a runner, doesn't get anything. And Vashenko comes into the game and Ukraine look totally different.
They do, because they take their time. They get the ball inside.
Well, Postovanov, having made one, goes for the second 3. Outer comes down with a defensive rebound. And you should have a rule on this team. Get Vasenko a touch before you take the perimeter shot. And Satoransky is fouled.
Not a bad foul. They had 1 to give.
Shananik will come in for Outer.
And this is good coaching here. You bring in Vesely for 1 offensive possession at the end of the quarter. He's not in danger of picking up another foul. Maybe you go high pick and roll with him and Satoransky here.
Well, Satoransky finds an angle. Welsh in the baseline. Buries the mid-range too. And the Czech Republic have picked up where they finished last night. That's a great first quarter for them. They got out on the break and ran. And in the mid-court and the half-court, they just executed really well. How many minutes can Ukraine get out of Vashenko? That'll probably decide this. End of the first quarter, though. Czech Republic have the 20-14 lead. We'll get a look at some stats. Wow, 64% from the field.
Well, yeah, and so many of those are transition layups or dunks because they're able to get in transition, and Ukraine just not getting back defensively.
Well, on paper, we thought the Czech Republic might be this good, but their performances coming in hadn't shown that. So I think for me, this was going to be a what sort of team really are they? If they can get out of the break, they look very impressive. And Satoransky's just stepped it up a notch in this game today.
Well, the weakness of the Czech Republic is their outside shooting, and so far, nobody's tested that. The Ukraine has to get back in transition. They have to force Czech Republic to play a 5-on-5 game, close down the interior, and force their shooters to make shots. Then you're going to have more of a chance. But the Ukraine slowly starting to find their rhythm. I like when Lukashov is on the court because the ball moves back and forth. It gets inside to Vashenko. As good as Randall is, sometimes the offense can get static.
Well, Postovanov made the 3 early in the game. Took a couple of others, maybe ill-advised. It's all about Vashenko to me. When he gets touches, they look good.
Absolutely. After we saw him play yesterday, we were wondering if some NBA GMs were thinking, how is this guy not in the NBA anymore? Of course, he played 3 seasons with the Utah Jazz. He's just so skilled down there. He can pass it. He can finish with his left hand, his right hand.
Well, start this second quarter. Ukraine with possession. Lukashov gets it into the half court, gets it back. Vashenko tries to make some space down low. Well, Vesely did a good job, moved him off the block. Well, Vesely cut as low as he could and maybe looked to push as opposed to just absorb contact.
Well, that's the danger when you play Vesely as a small ball 5. He's going to have to go against these 7-foot, 280-pound centers.
All right, look inside again. Schenko wants the lob, but the help's there. Zaitsev moves it on. Lukashov doesn't get it to roll. And finally the team, Czech Republic, get the defensive rebound. Chance to push. You have to make some decisions. Saransky gets to the foul line, little hesitation, tries to rape the pretty pass. And really missed the easy shot, doing most of the hard work, because Vesely really didn't come up with an option. Vashenko gets deep, gets triple teamed on the catch.
And that's good basketball. Vashenko runs right to the heart of the key, forces the defense to stop him. Point guard Lukashov waited until Vashenko had position. Here you see it, he's against Vesely. Czech Republic has a triple team will eventually foul him. And already the second team foul for the Czech Republic.
Jerry Welsh a little late coming to help. But Vashenko just makes such a hole. Relieves the inbound pressure, moves it on. Lukashov looks down low, they're gonna change the angle. Vashenko wants it. When he doesn't get a touch, the three is gone and short, but he gets it off the glass. Tries to create a bit of space. Gets it to himself off the backboard. 6 on the possession. Little floater, doesn't drop. And the defensive rebound is Peter Benders.
Ukraine just can't get the bounces to go, and there's another transition basket.
Vashenko just got outworked going back.
Well, you wonder about conditioning. Here you see Vashenko just late getting down the court. He played a lot of minutes last night in a late game, probably didn't get sleep till the middle of the morning, middle of the evening.
Lukashov wraps it. Zaitsev penetrates. Lukashov with the three is short. And the Ukraine's woes from the three-point line continue until...
You gotta love the confidence. He misses his last two, and he's not afraid to shoot it right off of an offensive rebound. Good shot by Lukashov.
Now we're joined here by the mascot as well here, Flinder. Nice pass on the inside. Vesely can't get it. And Mashula gets a handle on it. And Coach Ginsberg's going to call the play.
Yeah, we got a the
mascot's going to, we need to give him a
Eurobasket mascot. Frankie is here joining us.
Frankie's right with us right now. Three's gone, and a little contact on the release is no good. And a chance for Lukashov to push. Tries to break it, pulls up, long two, count it.
Well, he did it yesterday, and he's doing it again. Lukashov changes the whole complexion of the game when he's in there.
Well, timeout for the Czech Republic, and Lukashov, it's more of a traditional type of role. He comes down and looks to distribute, but when he gets it back, he can finish.
Well, what you like about him, he's very under control all the time. He's not forcing it. When he goes into the heart of the defense, he knows what he's doing. Everything's under control.
Well, the rebound numbers for Ukraine, keeping them in it, did a nice job last night. 9 offensive rebounds for the Ukraine. You made the point, worried about Vesely before the start of the game. Was he going to be able to cope with Vashenko? At the moment, the answer is no.
Well, no, but offensively, Vesely, he hasn't got the ball to attack Vashenko. He's got it in transition. He's got it on putbacks. I'd like to see him get it in the post and face up Vashenko, see if he could maybe take him off the dribble once or twice, get him to pick up his third foul.
Yeah, and that's a little surprising. They haven't really gone to Vesely in that situation since Vashenko's been back in the game. Vashenko's going to take a spell on the bench now just to keep him a little as fresh as they can. So Kornienko and Zaitsev are going to have to take care of business around the ring. But the Czech Republic with a 22-19 advantage. And Prumpla has it, moves it on. Bender will get it to Jerry Welsh. Vesely with a high screen. Welsh looks inside, no option, shoot. A little wrap pass, and Bender doesn't make the three. Great work on the glass.
Schlib always seems to be in the right place at the right time. He really has a nose for the ball. Yeah, on defense as well. He gets a lot of steals, even block shots.
He did a great job on the weak side rebound. Almost gets a steal coming out of that play. Well, they go at Shilb on the inside. Little far side of the ring move by Adsav, and he finished it really well. But the Czech Republic run and Vesely gets another highlight on the break, and no transition defense, but you've still got to execute. That's a great break.
You see the athleticism of Vesely. He gets up and down the court so fast. You see him just outrun everybody there. But you know what? I blame the guards in that situation, because if you're a big man, you're under the hoop on one end, you lay it in, it's very difficult to run all the way back. The guards have to bump Vesely as he's going down the court. They've got to hold him up. They can't let him run straight through the middle all the way to the hoop.
Well, at the moment, fast break basketball is giving the Czech Republic the advantage. Kornienko gets away with a little wander. Ball movement again. They're finding the open men. They've just got to knock down those shots. Chance to run, and Slib has it. Vesely wants it at the front of the ring, doesn't get it this time. Bender has it early in the block. Prumpler almost suckered the defense into the foul. Asked for the screen and then just went at size off.
It's a good, strong move here, forces the foul by Pumpula. And he can do that. He can put the ball on the floor, left or right.
Slip gets it. Quick release off the out of bounds. Count those.
That's just far too easy. If you're Ukraine, you can't be happy with that.
Well, that's the same out of bounds play they ran pretty successfully last night. And Shilb's everywhere at the moment. A little bit of the magnet about him. Welsh looks long. And the Czech Republic just run all day. And Pumpula is the latest guy to get down the floor and score early. It's like watching the Lakers.
Great find by Jerry Welsh. Cross court to Pumpula, who does what he does. He's a pure slasher. He goes straight into the hole, straight to the hoop, and gets the end one.
Well, the Ukraine forced to take another timeout. And given their presence on the boards, you made the point, surely the guards have got to go safe. They should be getting run past like this.
Well, no, it happens over and over. Ukraine, their transition defense today, very, very poor. They've got to get back. What you do is you get 5 guys to sprint into the key defensively, and then you come out and find your man. That way, nobody's running past you into the key. You don't stop at half court and locate your man. You sprint all the way into the key and then go find your man, and that's going to prevent a lot of those baskets. You know, how much is that is because of fatigue? I don't know, but they've got to figure it out soon. Otherwise, Czech Republic is going to run them out of the building.
Well, it's just a whole team effort on the break for the Czech Republic, because so many of them have got out. It's not like that someone leaks. They've had Vesely on the break, Pumpler's this guy on the break, Stanoransky's been on the break. In fact, they're all queuing up to get out there.
Well, exactly, and I think, in one sense, if Ukraine, if they're going to crash the boards and maybe give up some of those transition hoops, they've got to get more. They've got to get more rebounds.
Well, Prumpler has the opportunity of three-point play, which will increase this margin to 11 with just under 6 to go in the half. And this Czech Republic team is just defying their preparation games. And look at a really nice unit at the moment. Prumpler completes the three-point play, and Jerry Welsh just extends the defense. He's going to make Randell work a little bit for it. Kornienko will hand it off. Randell gets it back. Yatsev will screen and dive to the hoop. 5 on the shot clock. Far side of the ring. They get
Oh, what a shot. Oh, my goodness, what a shot. Just hung in the air about as long as he could, and then Mashula put a little English on it.
Well, at the moment, Mashula and Lukashov really being effective. Oh, that's a rebound. That is a rebound. So far outside his own space, just went after it. And then had the control to score.
And playing so well so far. It's just every time there's a missed shot, he's around it. He's out in transition. Here you see him running the pick and roll so well, finds the empty spot, and then just simply lays it in.
All right, rebounded from one side of the ring to the other. Got a chance for the and one. which is short, but Petter Bender, heads up play, but the Ukraine come down with it. And Randell trying to exploit the mismatch. Gets in a little traffic turnover, too many bodies around.
And we saw him do that yesterday. He'll dribble into traffic a little bit too much and make silly turnovers.
Show off the glass. Vasile keeps it alive, but they can't control it.
Looked like Schlepp got stuck in the air and tried to actually just throw it straight off the backboard to himself. Ended up hitting a little bit of rim and ricocheting to the left.
Well, there's this combination of experience with Jiri Welsh and Sadorensky. Welsh goes out and plays more defense I've seen him play for a number of years. He's up the floor. Gonienko outside the three-point line will hand it off. Lupovi in the lane, floats one up. Vashenko back in the game. Mistimed the first jump, but then stayed with it.
And let's see if in this next 4.5 minutes, if Vashenko makes the difference that Ukraine needs. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, Vasile's answering some questions here. He's had a good season in Europe, but this is a different level. Randell just moves it. Vashenko wants it, gets the touch. Oh, the double team came, but Prumpler dug in a little bit too hard and gets called for the reach.
And it seems that Coach Ginsburg here with the Czech Republic has kind of figured out the Vesely enigma. You know, when he was in the NBA for a few years, coaches couldn't quite figure out where to put him, how to use him. But here with the Czech team, he's just playing so well. He gets to open spots, he runs the floor. Coach Ginsburg is really using him at his best.
Little flex action for Randell, comes off the down screen. And Vashenko trying to create space again. Penetration is just ripped away. And Prumpler pushes. They got 4 on 2 if they give it up. Well, Bender could have, but they get Vesely on the second trowel. He'll decide to bring it out. The Slib will have it, get it back to.
Good smart move by Vesely.
Sadorensky moves it. Gets it back. Vesely wants it, doesn't get it. 4 on the shot clock. Sadorensky's got to go up. Little hang time, doesn't get the roll. We've got a whistle. And that's going to be defensive, and Lipovi's going to be called for the foul on the rebound. Postovonov back in the game for Ukraine as Coach Merzim tries to restore his starting lineup. Lipovi's the only non-starter on the floor. Pumperla's on the free throw line as the Ukraine have committed the 14 fouls. Pumpela misses the first. He knocks down the second. And the Czech Republic out to a 12-point lead and looking very, very impressive. Gonienko moves it on. Lipovi looks underneath. Vashenko's open. All he has to do is pass it away from the defense. And Bender did a nice job. Just stayed straight. Oh, 3 in transition. Count it.
Hey, why not?
Absolutely, why not?
And when you've got guys running to the rim in transition the way Czech Republic does, it's going to leave the trailer open for the three-pointer. Huska knocked it out.
Mandel on the dribble. No one else has had a touch yet.
Woo!
Oh! Well, the highlight would have made it, but he couldn't finish. Chance to run, and they got bodies down the floor again. They got a little off script.
What a move by Randell, though. That crossover was lightning quick. We said yesterday he reminds us a little bit of Earl Boykins, who used to play in the NBA, well under 6 feet. Always able to get space for himself. But again, the ball needs to go inside the Vashenko. We keep saying it like a broken record, but it's as true as ever.
Well, especially with no Vesely in the game, Vashenko's got to get touches. And there's why. He just can't. That's just too easy in some ways. No help side, but did enough to get the 2.
And here with 2 minutes left, Ukraine really's got to start making a run, and it starts with getting defensive stops.
Bender, mid-range, bread and butter for him, just knocks it down, and Schleb, great decision, drew the defense, everyone looked at the penetration.
33-year-old, he's been doing that for years and years, part of the golden generation with Jerry Welsh and Lubos Barton.
Oh, and Pumpla's everywhere as well. The pass was far too slow, far too predictable, 15-point margin, chance to increase it. Salensky, little crossover, gets in the lane. Bender, long 2, is sweet as you like. Knocks it down, and Bender's feeling it.
And look at this, Rendell running off the ball this time. See if they can get a slightly different look, Ukraine.
Oh, it's a good first step. And Postevanov just attacked Schleb, then he wasn't really expecting that attack. Substitutions with 1:09 to go. Bender's going to sit, out is in.
Ukraine here with just over a minute to go. You got to stop the bleeding until you get it into the locker room. Then the coach is going to be able to have a little word with everybody. And no question, the intensity is going to up in the second half, but you can't go into the locker room down 20 or more.
Well, Mr. Perez makes the call. Foul on Wojciech Ruban, who's just joined the game. Not the stat you want, especially when a team is in the bonus.
You got to hit your free throws for one.
Well, Postevanov didn't look the most consistent free throw action I've ever seen.
It's interesting because from the three-point line, he's much more fluid, but when he shoots free throws, there's a lot of jerk to his shot.
He makes the second substitution coming in. Timofienko restored.
And look at this, we got a 2-2-1 press now from Ukraine. I don't know if that's going to turn into a soft man-to-man full court. Looks like it is.
Ruben puts it on the floor. Can't break the defense down. Aldi gets it back to Shadorensky. 10 on the possession. And turn down the screen. Shadorensky needs a pass, finds one. Huska, step back 3 is long. And, great effort. Huska missed the layup. Maybe not the best shot they could have held, but it works so hard for it on the glass. Randell draws contact, will go to the free throw line. Salorensky picks up the personal, and that'll be his first foul.
And I like Ukraine pushing the ball there. You know, when Vitsenko's off the floor, why not see if you can get a quick one early and then get it back to Randell? He's so quick, Randell. He puts so much pressure on the defense. I mean, that's where he excels in transition. And if you're not quick enough to close out, he's going to either draw a foul or go by you.
Randell strokes the free throw. And this is just the end to this first half. The Ukraine really need it. If they can get a stop and a score, they closing in on a 10-point margin. At one point, it looked like it could get to 20.
Well, exactly. If they can get into the locker room, now it's a 14-point game, 15-point game. If they can get into the locker room at 13, why not? Then things start to happen in the second half.
We'll get it from Salorensky. He's going to move off that screen and flare. Salorensky on the ball screen, going up, off the glass, draws contact, will go to the free throw line. And again, another one of those situations you've already said, and we're going to say a lot, the size he has at the guard spot. Normally they're coming over to block guards. He's just got enough size to deal with it.
And he's not just the size, he's 2 meters, but he's so athletic. Once he gets off the floor, if you're a big man, the only thing you can do is foul him. And he's playing much better today, much more active, more aggressive than he played yesterday. It's more his pace of game when he can get out in transition and get everybody involved.
Well, out it comes out. Jerry Welsh comes in as the Czech Republic goes small to try and put some pressure down the floor. They lead by 16 with the last 10 seconds approaching of this half, and they've been very impressive. Randell. Everybody can switch. Now they're gonna have to help. Or Randell in traffic. And if he draws that much traffic, he's got to kick. And we've reached the half. And that has been an impressive first half by the Czech Republic. Literally haven't missed a beat from yesterday's performance. They lead it 46-30. And they're looking every inch a team that could be a contender late in this competition. Wow, there are those stats. They've only taken 5 threes. They haven't had to, have they? They just ran the floor so well.
Well, no, listen, they are playing their game right now. They're not an outside shooting team. When they can run the floor, get up and down, get in transition, they're a great team. Only 3 turnovers, 8 fouls. They're not in foul trouble. It's a perfect Czech Republic tempo of game.
Well, Vesely with 13 first half points, and we were impressed yesterday. Now he's going against a bigger lineup. He's doing it again. But as a team, they run, well, they run as well as anybody. Everybody thinks they're going to get a touch, so you're happy to run.
Exactly, and Sadoronsky, that's what he does so well as a big point guard. He pushes the ball, he's athletic. Here you see Schlev getting it out to Sadoronsky, the big dunk. Everybody else is running. Vesely was getting up and down the court as good as anybody. A lot of that you can chalk it up to silly turnovers, but also just poor transition defense. Here's Vesely with a monster dunk. That was early on. Poor transition defense from Ukraine, just not getting back, trying to attack the offensive glass, which is fine, but you can do both. You can attack the glass and also get back. Great pass there from Randell.
And the other thing you saw after the Vesely dunk, the bump, the bodies, he says, your Vesely's not known for the emotion. And like yesterday showed some, and today he's there again.
Well, we've seen that the last year. He's a completely different player since he came back to Europe with Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
Last year in Turkey, he was a fantastic player. Got to the Final Four in EuroLeague. But playing a small ball 5, it seems to suit him. It frees him up to do things that he likes to do, just hang around the rim.
And you got to give Coach Ginsburg so much credit for finding the role and the way the role really works for him.
Absolutely. You got to give Coach Ginsburg a ton of credit, period, the way this Czech Republic team is playing. They're playing with a lot of energy and emotion 2 days in a row. Oftentimes in the second day, you're so pumped up for the first game. The second day, there's a big drop-off. But we haven't seen that at all today.
Well, there's just a few more of these highlights to go. And all it's going to show you is how effective and how focused this Czech Republic team was. So that was just a phenomenal first half. We'll join you again in around 10 minutes or so to see if the Czech Republic can just keep rolling, or if the Ukraine can find a way to stop transition and get Poroshenko to basketball. So we see you in about 10 minutes for the second half of the Czech Republic, Ukraine.
Ihor Zaitsev, Jan Vesely.
Fresh throughout the day, flag free for life. Head and shoulders, live head first.
There is a value we hold dear. A value that defines a uniquely Japanese approach to service that we embody.
This is a game to fight yourself. Everyone deserves the glory. Victory Property, Top Speed Duel. The FIBA Global Partner League. I can play.
Tactile. Solar. Revolutionary. TISO T-Touch Expert Solar. TISO.
Livriga.com oficiālais pilsētas turisma portāls. Visplašākā informācija par skaistākajiem koncertiem, izstādēm, svētkiem pilsētā, kā arī ieteikumi labākajiem restorāniem, bāriem un izklaides vietām. Viss, ko vērts redzēt un nobaudīt Rīgā, Livriga.com.
Tagad kā mēs sāksim, kā mēs trenēsim, tā mēs arī spēlēsim.
Saka, ka viens nav cīnītājs, bet kas tad būs cīnītājs, ja ne katrs? Citus uzvar tie, kuri sākumā pār ar sevi, tā rodas komanda. Katrs ir cīnītājs. Īstā cīņa sākas pirms un nebeidzas aiz laukuma.
Izmanto autolīzinga pakalpojumus vairāk kā 200 autotirdzniecības vietās visā Latvijā. Mēs sniegsim aizdevumu līdz 90% mērā no izvēlētā autovērtības. Auto saņems vienas dienas laikā. Mono autolīzings tiem, kas virzās uz priekšu.
side, and then take pick and rolls, and you show something like this. Work with your head on his face, it's small. Okay? Now, first position, we play 3 down, you are in. Okay? Legs. Okay? So you know what? Pop it. Pop it, you start it. Okay? Like you are in. Come here. Pressing the ball, it's staying the same side.
So we have 30 seconds to the beginning of the second half of the game, Ukraine versus Czech Republic. The score is 30 to 46 in favor of Czech Republic, but anything can change in the next 20 minutes. So cheer up your teams! Substitution. Team Ukraine. Number 7, Denis Lukashenko. Number 8 for Saboransky, second personal foul. Team Czech Republic first team foul. number 14, Lynch, second personal foul. Team Czech Republic, second team foul. Substitution, Team Czech Republic, number 4, Petr Benda on board. Denis Lugashov. Third personal foul. Team Czech Republic 13 foul. Substitution Team Czech Republic, number 9, Hilde Schonbolt. Hilde Veseco.
Moving the ball so well across the court, back and forth, especially when Jerry Welsh comes in the game. You know, he's willing to just give up a lot of his offense to make sure everybody else is content.
Lukashov backs out. Could have gone at Bender, decided not to. And Vesely just played quick. Comes up with a steal. 5-on-4 break. Vesely in the lane. And they're going to call that unsportsmanlike. Well, they're like a wave. They've had 3-on-2, they've had 2-on-1. They get 4 people back from the Ukraine. The Czech Republic just run all 5 people down the floor. Timeout for the Ukraine. They trail this 59-38. When we're back, we'll have the unsportsmanlike free throws. It's all about problems for Ukraine. More than anything else, they really do look fatigued. They really do look tired.
They look very tired, the Ukraine team. It was a difficult loss. It wasn't just the amount of minutes the guys played. It was mentally fatiguing when you lose by 1 point against a very tough Lithuanian team as the last game of the night. But the Czech Republic, give them credit. Goodness, they have played so well, moving the ball great, getting up and down the court. As you said, they just come in waves. They don't stop. But I want to point out Vesely. I've been so impressed by the way he's played, not just offensively. He's getting a lot of putbacks. He had a jumper earlier, got in transition, but he's fought so hard against Vasenko down low. He's been boxing out. He's really dedicated himself on the defensive end, which has made a huge difference. Vasenko has 11 points, but he's taken 13 shots. It's been a tough road for him.
And it's not like a like-for-like matchup, is it? Vesely just plays quick. And that's at the moment, especially if Vasenko is tired, that's really being the factor.
Exactly. He's played quick. He's using his length. And he's made it tough for him.
Well, he goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line there. He's going to sit. Not happy with those missed free throws as Huska comes back. This is when the Czech Republic, everyone's literally the same size. They're defensively such a handful for people.
Well, yeah, they can switch every ball screen, every screen away from the ball because of their size and their length.
Schlib gets it, quick release on the pass from Welsh, doesn't get the drop, and they keep it alive, but Ukraine will clean up and turn it over.
Ukraine's doing the right thing on defense. They're forcing Czech Republic into a long-range shooting team. Czech Republic is only 2 for 11 shooting the ball from outside, from three-point range, but they're getting second-chance points, 10 second-chance points already.
Czech Republic in the half court, move it on, Schlip. Jerry Welsh backs out, tries to create a little space, looking for angles. Finds Bender, they look to change it for Huska, they just didn't get the right angles, didn't get the slide rule out for that one. And the Ukraine, again, a good defensive series. Now they've got to come down and execute. Lukashov outside the three-point line. They switch again, they get nothing out of that. Tough mid-range jump shot is good.
Good looking shot.
Me off Fayenko. A tactic, got the defense in the air. And Jerry Welsh. This little roll back to year time. Oh, Prupla just straight down the middle. That's tough.
We said it before, he's a slasher. He likes to go straight to the rim, and he has the athleticism and the body control to avoid the defender and take it straight to the cup.
Oh, the Ukraine try and spread the floor without Vasenko in the game. Inside with a little jump hook for Zaitsev.
And you wonder, is there a way back for Ukraine? I think so far they've started to figure out a little bit on defense, but can they score enough points?
Well, it's a little dilemma, isn't it? Because they go this little quick lineup, they're giving the Czech Republic more problems, although Pribna just keeps going and going. If you turn your head for a second, he just slashes past you.
He's relentless. His motor is just non-stop. And you could say that about the entire Czech team. All of them just keep coming at you.
Well, they go down low with a bounce ball, they blow it. Zaitsev just misses a gimme off the assist from Lukashov.
I think he probably could have dunked that. He thinks he probably could have dunked that. Great pass by Lukashov here. He's wide open. Just throw it down, big man.
Well, Pavlo Krutos will come into the game for the first time for the Ukraine. And Lukashov with 3 fouls.
You never know. It's sometimes these guys that aren't on the scouting report that haven't played many minutes that come in and make a big difference. They want to make an impact.
Well, they've got to produce at least some energy. Got to try and get after things. Bender outside will make the pass. And Bribrida tries to go to work again, spins. Well, he's just had a great 2 minutes. Both ends of the floor, he's been impressive. And when you've got that little size advantage, you don't need to rush. 14 points personal. Inside, outside, they line it up. Mashula is off. We got a quick whistle. And Jury Welsh will be charged with a personal. And Randall's going to come back. Left the game limping, but comes back looking okay. Is there a way back? It's a 23-point margin. There's always a way back when you got the Randall-type quality on the floor.
Oh, exactly. It's got to go through him if there's a shot at this game.
Then you get into the tournament play, don't you? They're going to have to come out again tomorrow. They're already fatigued. In a game they will have to win. Otherwise, they can really have no chance.
Absolutely. You know, moral victories don't get you very far in this tournament. 1 point loss to Lithuania is okay, but it doesn't help you advance to the next round. What a move. Goodness.
Wow. Huska, I think, may well have spiked the ball, but I think he got a lot of Randall as well.
That move to split the double team behind the back by Randall, man, you don't see that very often. Watch this. Split the double team behind the back. Probably should have gone straight up with it. Might have himself an and one.
Picks up his 3rd foul. Randall simply has to make these. Try and get it to 20 if you can before the start of the 4th. But they've found ways to make the Czech Republic miss shots. They just haven't really then dealt with it on the glass.
Exactly. They haven't dealt with it on the glass, and they haven't scored consistently enough.
Oh, Randall can't go 2 for 2. That'll be a Czech Republic basketball.
And
so Jury Welsh and Satoransky in the game together. It's a nice combination in the backcourt. A lot of size, a lot of quality. There's around a 8-second, 7-second differential between game and shot clock. Welsh, that doesn't happen very often. 3-on-1 break for the Ukraine. They have to come up with something. They go upstairs, and they come up empty. 3-on-1.
3-on-1 with 12 seconds left in the quarter. If you're not going to pull it out for one shot, you better make sure you score that in transition. I don't know if an alley-oop over 2 guys was really the best move there.
They all ended up in the same space. Everyone was in everyone's space. No one had run a lane. They didn't create any space. The Czech Republic earlier on spread it and created opportunity. 8.8 seconds left in the quarter. Mafienko moves it on. Mashula, looks like this is going up. Foul line jump shot for 2 is good.
Nice move.
Well, that gets it to 20. You know, they've given themselves a real sneaky chance of getting back in this. They trail 65-45. It's almost the wrong type of margin because coach can't quit on the game. If he gets any bigger, he can rest people.
I was going to say, you know, it's one of those things where I think the first 2 or 3 minutes, you go all in. You throw all your chips on the table, you try and get back in this game, and if it doesn't work out, then you got to pull the guys off and get ready for tomorrow.
Well, the rebound number's a little more even in terms of keeping the Ukraine off the glass, but if there's a weakness in this Czech Republic team, other teams would have noted that they really have given up a number of offensive boards.
Well, the shooting percentage, you see Satoransky hitting the outside shot. 54% shooting from the Czech Republic, 35 from Ukraine. Neither team has shot well from behind the arc, but so many of Czech Republic's points have been right in the point blank range in transition, putbacks, Vesely all over the place. Schleb was big again, as he was yesterday. He just fills the stat sheet, Schleb. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He does a little bit of everything.
And it's that stat you don't see. It's how he makes other people better. He just gets things where they need to get to, men and ball.
Exactly. I mean, to have a good team, you got to have guys who are willing to give up their personal stats for the benefit of the team, especially when you got Sadoronsky and Vesely, guys who want the ball, who want to score. You need the other guys to be willing to give it up a little bit. And that's why Jerry Welsh is so effective now at 35 years old, because he moves the ball, he uses his leadership, he uses the intangibles, you know, because he's lost a bit of his quickness that he had when he was younger and his scoring ability from his younger days.
So here we go, start of the fourth quarter. Light at the end of the tunnel for the Ukraine at the end of the third. A little 6-point run to finish the quarter, get it to 20. They will have possession and have the opportunity to start eating into this lead. Fishenko's not in the game, so that tells us something. Schuler gets to the foul line, inside, tries to manufacture a shot. Can't do it.
Tough shot from Mashula. He kind of got himself stuck underneath the rim between two guys. He probably should have kicked it out with a little 10-foot jumper.
Slip will handle the ball. That's the other option he gives you. He can do pretty much everything. Prumpler outside. They got on the Sadorensky in the post. They turn it down this time. Sadorensky swings off the screen the other side of the floor. Prumpler spins in the lane off the glass. Well, he couldn't connect that time. Another opportunity for the Ukraine to reduce the margin. Well, everything's a little rushed. Czech Republic don't commit to the break. Sadorensky's foul.
Good foul there. Again, Ukraine, they've got to show some intensity the next 2 or 3 minutes. You've got to go all in the next 2 or 3 minutes. See if you can cut this lead to 15 or 14. Otherwise, you've got to close shop and get ready for tomorrow.
Lipovic comes into the game. You'd have thought Fishenko would have gone in just to see what would happen in the first few minutes, but they're leaving him out. Prumpler goes through, tries to create opportunity for Sadorensky to find the space. Schill gets it back. Prumpler lines it up. Got it. Wow, he's shown us all everything he has. Slashes to the hoop to score. Strokes the three. 17 personal. Shooter tries to break it down. Well, Timofienko with Schill coming over to help. And Slick, as he came, probably just caught the arm.
And you see how much more difficult it is for Ukraine to get open looks. Here the ball goes down low. You got two guys surrounding him. Clear foul there by Schleb. Where with the Czech Republic, they seem to get pretty much what they want when they want it.
Randell off the screen, stops, puts the foul line jump shot up, doesn't get it to roll. And it will be a Czech Republic ball. Not quite sure what happened to Bender.
Pumperla's, he's not very happy about it. He's talking to the ref. You see Bender over here at the right-hand side of the screen. The bottom of the screen gets thrown into the base of the basket. Fishenko's going to come back in here with 8.5.
Well, Fishenko comes back and Zaitsev sits down, and Zaitsev basically left Pumpler on his backside, just dumped him out of bounds, or Bender dumped him out of bounds pretty much. 68-45 with 8:29 to go in the game, and the Czech Republic trying to manage and contain this one. Sadorensky been so good for 3 quarters. Sadorensky puts it on the dribble, breaks it down, gets to the middle, needs a pass. Defensive rotation was good. And the Ukraine, Randell puts it on the floor. He's fouled by Huska.
You know, it's easy for us to say, sitting back here, is commentators or the fans to say, why aren't these guys playing harder? How come they don't have more intensity? But it was such a draining game last night against Lithuania, you know, and almost to win that game. If they had won that game, you wonder how they would have played today if there would have been a little more pep to their step.
Well, the ball knocked away, and it will still belong to the Ukraine with 12 on the possession.
We got Frankie the mascot back with us here. Getting the fans as well as the commentators a little more energetic as we hit the last 8 minutes of the game.
I could put a Ukraine uniform on, try and pep them a little. Randell's going to attack it. He's got to put it up. They're going to run out of time. Doesn't get the roll. Fashenko's on the glass, locked away. Shilb's after it, but it will go out of bounds. And it will be, I think it's going to be a Ukraine basketball. That's good work by the officials.
It's the right call. Want to make sure we get that.
That's all that matters. Doesn't matter if the referee's big enough to say I got that one wrong, and it's co-official. They just about managed to get the right call. So Randell with 7 on the shot clock. Fashenko needs the ball, and they just
way too late.
Well, they had an angle and lost it. Prumpler attacks it. Sedorensky doesn't like what he sees. So
but that's what we're saying. Vesely playing so hard defensively, making it difficult to get the ball in there.
Well, Huska thought about the 3. Shilb, they're going to put this up. 3 on the shot clock. Prumpler fires the 3, short. But Sedorensky hunts it down, and they get a new 14. Slib. Reversal again. Sedorensky attacks it down the middle. Nice pass. Prumpler goes up. And there's a shot clock violation. Prumpler just doesn't stop moving, does he?
No, his motor is intense. You know, with him moving like that, Vesely moving, Sedorensky moving, man, you see why it's so difficult for these defenses.
Well, boy, check Ruban. Ruban comes into the game, number 7.
And he is a shooter, out and out shooter. We haven't seen a lot of them in this tournament, but leave them open at your peril.
Timofeyenko moves it on. They look down low. Fashenko gets it deep, and he does just do that as well as anybody there is. Seals his space, great control.
And now you got to string together some stops.
Yeah.
21 points.
Sedorensky's foul by Randell.
Number 5, General Randall, first personal foul. Team Ukraine, 17 foul.
He hasn't had quite the impact on the game today as he did yesterday, Randell, especially with the distributing part of his game.
Sedorensky off the glass, doesn't get the drop. Vesley's on the glass, Sedorensky's on the glass. And the two combine to come up with the offensive rebound. They'll get a reset.
And you see Fashenko yelling at his teammates, guys, everybody's got to get down here and rebound. I'm not doing this by myself.
Well, Sedorensky. Breakout tournament, well, time will tell. But he's looking at every inch the big-time prospect. And Vesely is just underlining where he is. Beautiful finish off the out of bounds, but far too easy.
Far too easy, but great touch.
Yeah.
8 for 13, efficient again. That's his game. He's always efficient, always shoots at a very high percentage.
They're going at it in the post. Randell penetrates far side of the ring, gets the layup away.
Good finish, used his body so well. You see him create space from Sedorensky and then throw it high and banked it in.
Randell goes to 10 personal on 2 from 9 though. Vesley's going to hand it off. Slip inside, off the glass. Well, he tries to float one in the end. He'll go to the free throw line. So who's just going to sit? Alder's in. And Kristofanov picks up the personal.
Aldo just checked into the game. Played for Seton Hall University. Graduated in 2014. Averaged almost 10 points a game his senior year. Played a little bit more as a post player then with Seton Hall.
Well, Slibs quietly just can come up with some stats across the line. 7, 4, and 5. Points, rebounds, and assists. Makes both from the line. It's a 72-49 margin in the Czech Republic. Just doing enough to control this one. Oh, they throw it.
And you know, the fluidity and continuity of their offense that we saw yesterday just hasn't been there today.
But when they moved the ball yesterday, they found it so much easier to find Frishenko with, change the angle and look in. It's a little bit static. And Vesely is...
Well, it seemed like they used a little bit more sets, cross screens, down screens to get him open. Now he's just running to the key and standing there, and they're trying to pound it inside, and that's always going to be difficult. And he's going to be 2 or 3 feet further from the basket and make it harder for himself.
And you're not sure then, are you, if it's him because he's fatigued or if it's just lack of, or the team fatigue. But when he gets it down there, he just scores. Nice finish by Randell. And they just can't get it under 20. They can't really start to get a run going at the moment. 4:40 to go. Oh, nice pass because they led the pass. Beautiful feed, and Vesely just flushes one with some attitude.
Look at that dunk, big time, way over the rim. He's a huge athlete, always has been. Can get up and down the floor and attack the rim as good as anybody.
Oh, Frishenko stays and hangs around and fights for it, gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
You know, I think that's something interesting to mention about these two teams is the average age. The Czech Republic is the average age is almost 29 years old. For the Ukraine, they don't have a single player over 30 years old. The average age is 25.8. So I think experience plays a lot into this for the Czech Republic. They've got, as we talked about, Jerry Welsh, Peter Binda, Blake Schlib, guys that have been doing it for a long time that play for the team.
And they haven't even called on Lubos Barton off the bench. It's
exactly. And those of you that remember 1999, one of the best players in Eurobasket.
Chance to run for the Czech Republic. Jelinek pushes it all the way for 2.
And he wants a foul. Looked like he did get fouled going up there.
And Jelinek was good yesterday. Got extended minutes, limited minutes tonight, and he's just wanting to prove a point. Seleransky, they're off to the races again. Jelinek needs a pass, couldn't find one. And Randell the other way. 3:40 to go in the game. And nice finish by Timofeyenko.
Yeah, great finish. And it's good to see Ukraine still getting up and down the court at this point. What's interesting, Czech Republic still with Vesely and Sadaransky in the game.
Oh, tough runner. Wow. If that one goes down, everything's going down.
Ukraine's got to be careful. They don't want to get this thing completely out of control.
Yeah. Lipovi. The game now with 3 to go has one of those, we're going to run it through now. I'm surprised now that Frishenko and players of his ilk are still out there. Jelinek puts it on the floor, backs out, looks to change the angle. No pass to the inside. Now there is. Outer, step shrewd, just shovels one up there. And that'll be a 24 violation.
Remember the Czech Republic, they play the first game tomorrow. They're playing, they play the second game tomorrow. They're playing Latvia. That's going to be a huge game for both teams.
That's a tough schedule for the Czech Republic. They went first yesterday, last tonight, and in the middle tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And I know Latvia are the hosts and getting the date and time, but They're played at 6 o'clock every night. That's the beauty of being the host.
Exactly. Ukraine again has the last game tomorrow. They're playing Estonia. They hope they can finally get on the board and get their first win.
And that's going to be a really important thing for them, isn't it? Get a win and they're back in the swing. They've got a chance to qualify. And Pedabenda has to commit the foul.
You know, besides maybe Estonia, who haven't played well so far, there aren't any easy games. You know, Ukraine, they still have to beat either Latvia or Belgium, besides Estonia, if they want to advance.
Well, that makes that Belgian game a huge game. And Postovanov doesn't get the roll on the layup. Body's on the floor, and the ball belongs to the Ukraine with a 14-second reset.
It's good to see the fans here staying to the bitter end, cheer on their teams. Not a lot to cheer for the Ukrainian fans, though.
So Sizov comes back into the game. Postovanov sits down. You got Artem Pustovi, the 2'18". You know, well, a prospect, only 23 years old, getting some minutes now. He'll need to get some touches. As Lukashov just underlines what we've said throughout this. He just drains that three. 9 points personal, turnover coming the other way.
We were just saying Ukraine better be careful that this thing doesn't get out of hand, and all of a sudden it's dropped to an 18-point game.
There's a travel. And Zaitsev was very effective yesterday. He's had a couple of lapses tonight. Been a bit of a frustrating night for the Ukraine. They've given up 78 points to the Czech Republic, and the Czech Republic team that has most people sitting on the bench.
You know, the Czech Republic has really shown their depth. You know, Pumperla.
Yeah.
People didn't really talk about him before the tournament. He played great today. There you see
Auda going
to the hoop. He's a solid player. Jelinek hasn't played much today. He was very good yesterday. He's a very capable player, and Barton hasn't even got off the bench yet. So a lot of depth here for the Czech Republic, which is going to bode well during the course of this first round.
So Auda on the free throw line to reestablish the 20-point lead, which he won't do now. Goes Ofer from the free throw line. And Lukashov will advance it. I think I'm with you completely. Lukashov with Roundel in the backcourt probably looks the best option for this Ukraine team as the big youngster, Artem Pustovi, gets the two.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen it enough.
No.
When we saw it last game, it was very effective because Randall's such a good dynamic player but can over-dribble sometimes, so you almost need somebody to keep him in check.
Well, Jelinek is short with a three, and the Ukraine will bring it. Lukashov goes upstairs, and we got a foul on Bender.
Good looking play, and you know, now it's a 16-point game, and this point differential, it matters if these teams are tied.
Pustovi finds himself on the free throw line at 2'18". You can bet your life you're going to be here a lot. And you have to be able to make your throws, and that looks a nice action.
It does. They're very high on him. Young guy. He's getting better and better in the domestic league.
Well, he goes 2 for 2 from the line. So a 14-point game. And the Czech Republic really struggling against the pressure. Another turnover. Got to pass that one. Three is gone, way short. Ipovi tries to get to the ring, gonna call it offensive.
Tough call. I'd like to see that one again.
I'm not sure where Alder was. He may have been in the circle.
What a good, strong move late in the game. You like that. Not settling for the outside shot for the three-pointer.
Jelinek pushes. Ruben moves it on. And the Czech Republic have done another excellent job. Shalina has it. There's about a 2-second differential. Sharina shoots the ball, doesn't get it. Ukraine come down with it. Oh, they throw up the... Well, I hope the statistician wasn't looking on the last shot. But the Czech Republic, well, not a lot of confidence from some of us sitting here, including me, about their performances coming into this tournament. But they have been out of the top draw first 2 games. They go 2-0. And they join Lithuania at the top of Group D here in Riga. They get the win here, 78-64. Always in control, super fast break basketball, and they have put two back-to-back performances together. And there's the confirmation, 78-64. The Czech Republic over the Ukraine. The Czech Republic 2-0. Ukraine in a worrying 0-2 position. Here's the stats. It's been a pretty decent all-round game.
Oh, fantastic game, especially for the Czech Republic. 60% two-point field goals, rebounds pretty similar, but 22 assists. You know, that's a very good number. 13 turnovers apiece. 1 block shot for the Czech Republic. And Vesely, again, a fantastic performance, 19-9. You can't ask for more from him. Sadorowski as well. He was a big-time player, and he is a big-time player. That's what we expect from him.
Well, you can see in the bottom part of your picture, or the bottom part of the arena, the Czech players celebrating with the fans. They're starting to build up that relationship with this, not excessively number of Czech fans, but a nice group of fans that have traveled all the way here to Riga. And that was just a great all-round performance, contributions from across the roster.
Well, we said before that they're a very well-rounded team. They've got experience, they've got their young stars. You know, they've got enough shooting to keep teams honest, and of course they're very athletic. They like to get out and run. If you're not up for the game, they will run you out of the building, and that's exactly what happened today. Early on in the first half, Vesely, he was all over the rim. Sadorowski got up and down. Pumperla, he was fantastic. Ukraine, they had a few highlights here. We see a great one dribble move from the Ukraine players. They had moments. I don't think there's much they could have done because they just didn't have the energy.
And that's for me the biggest issue, because Vashenko was so good last night, but he went 30 minutes against Valanciunas, and he had to go and bring it and go against Vesely tonight. So he's had two really tough shifts to put in. He looks a little heavy, carrying a little bit of weight maybe, but without him, they struggle.
Exactly, they have to find a plan B. If Vashenko's not on the floor, if he's not playing his best, what do you do? I mean, Randall is a good option, but sometimes he can over dribble, sometimes they can take him out of the game because of his size. Where else do you find it? There's not a lot of outside shooting. There's not a lot of other guys that can get their own shot. It's pretty much Randall, Vashenko, and a bunch of role players. I'd like to see Lukashov playing a little bit more, if possible, especially with Randall. We talked about that a lot.
Well, I think the balance of the team would accept that sort of that lineup, because they're so big in the front line. They can almost make up for the fact they've gone small in the backcourt.
Exactly. I mean, you will have point guards, 2 guards trying to post those guys up. But you can double down low with the big guys. You can perhaps play a zone for a few possessions when those 2 are in. There's things you can do. Offensively, they're just much more dynamic with those 2 guys on the floor, because you have Randall essentially as your scorer, Vashenko as your inside scorer, and then you got Lukashov to run the show. And it's just, the thing is, though, they've got to have more from the other guys. They've got to have some shooting. They got to have some guys that can get their own shot and take the pressure off of Randall and Fashenko.
All right, well, that'll do it. We'll see you tomorrow for the third day.
Denis Lukashov, 3 points. Denis Lukashov. Ihor Zaitsev. Ihor Zaitsev. Jan Vesely. So that Stanislav Timofejev. Number 11, Alexander Lipovic. Thanks a lot for attending the last game of the second day of Eurobasket 2015 here in Riga. Let's meet tomorrow for another. Goodbye and good night. Blake Shield. Number 10.
Rebound, offensive.
Center start, two available.